The away side for today's fixture: number 9, Patrick Antelmi; number 22, Gianni Fregianis; number 20, Christian Gonzalez; number 15, Tariq Mayer; number 21, Thomas Manos; number 6, Peter Markovic; number 11, Gianni Katakis.
Yes, hello and welcome to WIN Stadium for the preliminary final between the Wollongong Wolves and Sydney United 58. There's no tomorrow for the loser, while the final spot in the 2019 NPL New South Wales Men's Grand Final awaits today's winner. Wollongong looking to end an 11-year wait for a Grand Final appearance. Sydney United 58, well, they're looking for redemption. They fell at the same stage last season. Wollongong, the standout side all campaign, they secured the premiership. But all that means nothing. Only the next 90 minutes plus will decide the preliminary final. Adam Sansarossa and Tony Tanous here with you in commentary. Tony, you have the lineups.
Yeah, for the Wollongong Wolves after their loss midweek, 2 changes to that side with Stefan Domowski making his starting debut. The full lineup: in goals, Justin Passfield, a back 4 of Taylor McDonald, Nick Littler, Nikola Georgievich and Chris Price. The midfield 4, Brendan Griffith, Guy Knight, James Stojcevski and Takuro Okada, and the front 2 of Thomas James and Stefan Domowski. As for the visitors, Sydney United, 1 change to the side that won an epic on Wednesday night against Blacktown City, with Patrick Antelmi coming into the starting lineup for Bilic, who's out with a illness. The full lineup: Tom Manos in goals, Yanni Fragianis, Tomislav Vuskok, Adrian Vlastelica and Christian Gonzalez make up the back 4. The midfield 3, Ayani Perkatis, Liam Rose and Tariq Mayer. And it's a front 3 of Matt Sim, Patrick Antelmi and Peter Simonovsky.
Well, there you go. 2 strong lineups and 2 sides in different form. Sydney United 58, they are red hot. Obviously, that game on Wednesday night, what a performance it was. They did have to go to extra time, but once they did, they turned it on. While Wollongong, well, there's a few nerves in the camp. They've gone into camp literally the last few days. They stayed at Kayama overnight to bond and get this team as tight as possible for what is a do-or-die clash today. How do you see it?
Yeah, there's a real tension in the air here at WIN Stadium today. It's an absolute blockbuster in the waiting. The 2 games between these sides have been dramatic, epic contests, very tight, both games decided by key moments. And as you say, there is a real tension in the air around the Wollongong camp in particular. They certainly don't want to bow out in straight sets, having won the premiership. And Sydney United come here with a lot of confidence on the back of those 220-minute performances against Marconi and Blacktown City. And, those 2 performances have actually been getting stronger through that 120 minutes. So, look, it's a fascinating contest, Adam. We can't wait for it to get underway.
And we're not too far away from kick-off here at WIN Stadium. There is a big crowd in. They came out in good number on Wednesday night. They've returned here on a Saturday afternoon. And good number 2 have made the trip down to the South Coast from Adensa Park. Strong away contingent today, hoping they can get to a grand final. As I mentioned in my opener, Sydney United 58, well, they were at the preliminary final stage last year. They lost on penalties to Apia. They will be seeking redemption. Should be a beauty. Stephen Lucas, the man in charge today. We are underway in the preliminary final. Who will be the last team to play Apia in the grand final next weekend? Will it be Sydney United 58 or will it be the Wollongong Wolves? The last 2 preliminary finals have gone to penalties. Is that a trend that will continue today? Sydney United 58, as we mentioned, their last 2 finals had to go to extra time. And wanting a free kick early, Wollongong. And there will be some nerves around, Tony, no doubt.
Yeah, I think certainly for a lot of these players and the recruitment, Luke Wilkshire's only in his first year as well as a coach, taking over from Jacob Timpana at the end of last season. So a lot of new players at this level. Let's see how they handle it.
Vlastelica and Domowski come together. Big chance for Domowski today, of course. Luke Wilkshire's made those changes. He wasn't happy on Wednesday night. He said in the program notes today that they just didn't perform. They weren't up for the game. And he has sprung a couple of changes. So Lachlan Scott goes to the bench. Domowski gets his chance. And we talk about those nerves. Something that'll help those nerves is an early goal. And here's James in some space. Gonzalez getting across to do his defensive duties. You know the danger James presents. He skips past Gonzalez. Can he pull it back here for a teammate? Still there, a chance for Griffin. Didn't quite make the connection he wanted. Now Sim can play out for United. And Tony, what's impressed you in recent weeks? You saw them in action on Wednesday night. United are finding form at the right time of year.
Yeah, look, absolutely. I think defensively that's not been an issue for them in the second half of the year since Tomislav Uzkok has come across from the Melbourne Knights and partnered Vlastelica. It's been in attack where the issue's been. But the two youngsters in central midfield, Liam Rose and Tariq Mayer, have been in absolutely sensational form in the last month or so, getting stronger with the season, and that's starting to trigger the front third. They've kept themselves fresh, they've rotated the squad around, and they're peaking at the right time of the season. So let's see how they handle 3 games in 8 days, because this is the third game in the space of a week, and that's their big challenge, having done 120 minutes twice in the last week.
Yeah, well, that's the stat, isn't it? Wollongong have played 90 minutes this final series campaign, 240, I should say, for the Sydney United 58. So that's going to have an impact at some stage, you feel, today. United obviously would want to get the job done in 90 minutes, but they are on a roll. The right time of year, as we said. Okada links well with Price. Wollongong dictating out of the blocks the first 3 minutes here at WIN Stadium. Price can't get the cross in. Stoichevsky into the area. And tell me, we'll pick up the crumbs. Griffin, some of these tackles have got some meat on them early. We know what's at stake, and we know there's a bit of feeling between these two as well.
Yeah, big history this year. Round 3, a very tense and tight game that finished 2-2 at the Sydney United Sports Centre. Now back here in round 14, Matt Sim winning it in the 90th minute. 2-1 victory there to Sydney United. Both those games littered with key moments of drama, let's say.
Chance for United. Gonzalez looks for Antelmi, gets innovative. He's been on a goal-scoring run this finals campaign, 3 in the finals. Does score some important goals for United. Demoski getting the studs into Uzkok, and Stephen Lucas across, rightfully so, saying calm things down. That could have been a card. That's right in front of us. Maybe a little over-exuberance from the youngster.
Yeah, and I think Stefan Demoski's certainly a youngster. When he came into the squad, I remember speaking to Luke Wilkshire at the start of the year about him. Certainly a player with a reputation can have a hot head, and he's a physical presence up front. So just showing his intent there, that they're not prepared to get bullied around, and that physical battle against the Sydney United central defenders going to be fascinating.
Already there's a moment. A talking point already. 4.5 minutes in. I'm sure there'll be plenty of those as this game continues. United a chance on the set piece. Passfield's out. And claiming comfortably, and Telmi gets in the way. We're playing on for the moment. Passfield has to get back in goal, but Stephen Lucas says free kick. And as we know, Tony, we've done the NPL New South Wales for quite a while. There is always drama.
Yeah, and this fixture, I think tonight, this afternoon, certainly the build-up to this game, there's been some incidents around Thomas James that in both those games earlier in the season, and so the leading scorer for the competition, it's going to be certainly one to watch his battle with the Sydney United defence.
It doesn't always go to script just when you think the result's in the bag. It changes. We saw that at Lambert Park last Saturday night. Craziness at Lily Holmes during the week. It's been a spectacular final series, and it just gets better with every game. Of course, concludes next Saturday night. Price's touch, a little heavy, got fortunate. Sim lost his footing. Now Demovsky can't keep that one in. Of course, next Saturday night, Bankwest Stadium is the venue. Apia have already secured their place in the grand final, their third straight. Wollongong last there in 2008. Sydney United 58 3 years ago. Griffin just settles things. United haven't quite found their groove. Littler turns it over to Mayer. He can hit them from range. Did so midweek. Mayer going to try it. Just over the crossbar, an early sider for Sydney United 58.
Yeah, he scored the opening goal here for Sydney United in the round 14 game. And he certainly showed midweek that he can pack a punch from range. He has produced that already this season. And his form, along with Liam Rose in the centre of the midfield, the twin tens, very cultured ball players. And that's really allowing Sydney United to flourish.
We can hear the Sydney United fans in good voice early. Here's a chance. Sim at the near post. Oh, Passfield fumbled. They'll get a corner.
I think they fancy that left-hand channel, Sydney United. They're targeting that early. If you noticed on Wednesday, up you're able to expose them down the left. It's where Sydney United scored their opening goal against Wollongong back in that round 14 game. So keep an eye on that left-hand side for Sydney United.
And keep an eye on Tomislav Uzkok. Such a presence, the number 14. Scored midweek. Won by Vlastelica. Simonoski on the turn. Shooting, but Wollongong get it clear for now. Former Wollongong Wolf, of course, Peter Simonoski. So too Patrick Antelmi. There's a lot of Wollongong flavour to Sydney United this year. Here is that man Antelmi, fighting hard with Littler. Turning well, playing with confidence, trying to link with Simonoski. Into the area they go. Nice from United. Can they get the end result? Here's a chance again. Mayer once more. And they are piling on the pressure.
Yeah, they've picked up where they left off really on Wednesday night. They're in form, they're confident, and they're here to come out and play. Wollongong believe that this game won't be sorted in the first half. They're on the back foot early on, though.
It's another set piece to contend with for Wollongong. They go near post this time. Not dealt with conclusively, I should say. Deflected. Is that another corner? Just a throw this time. We'll go to United, though.
Even Picardis getting forward there on the edge of the box, so that midfield's really pushing up.
Here's Sim. Support with Rose. Goes to Fragoyanis. Picardis. Uzkok. Do have experience, as we said, on this stage. Preliminary final last year, but they have played in some big moments already this year. FFA Cup games, Waratah Cup final as well. Composure, such a factor on the big stage. Okada sets Demoski with something to chase. He has got the pace advantage on Uzkok. He'll win the ball. Demoski, big chance here. Vlastelica across in cover. Important tackle to make and made it well.
Yeah, and perhaps Sydney United weren't expecting this change to the starting 11. Stefan Demoski coming in. Vlastelica having to recover there to help his central defensive partner. We talk about how good they've been in the second half of the year. They were tested there by the youngster Demoski.
Well, here's a defensive test now for United. We have raced to 9.5 minutes here at Wynn Stadium. Can Wollongong strike early? Delivery's good. It goes across the face. Djordjevic was there. You know what he can do from a set piece this season. Chances at both ends.
Yeah, and certainly Wollongong Wolves, first half of the year, the danger they posed at set pieces perhaps took a lot of teams by surprise. I think second half of the year they probably haven't been as threatening. I think teams have gone to work on them. Speaking to Taylor McDonald, the head of the game, you know, teams have been doing the cutting up the video and analysing their work at set pieces, so it's become more difficult for them, and they're trying to find a new edge by bringing in a couple of changes today.
Here's Manos playing out from the back. Uzkok. Fragoyanis. Two of the most experienced United players. Flag will stay down on Sim, but Passfield will race off his line. Thank you for your company today for this one. Sure we have plenty watching all over the globe from weird and wonderful places. NPL New South Wales delivering with every week. Demoski finds Okada. James, a target at the far post. Well, Manos couldn't get there, but no harm done, just a goal kick.
A key player, Takuro Okada. They've been a little bit dry the last few weeks, the Wollongong Wolves, in terms of their goal scoring. They were averaging 3 goals a game. It's just dropped in the last few weeks. They've only scored 3 in their last 4 games, and 2 of those have come from the penalty spot. So Domovsky comes in today. they really need James and Akata, and then Lachlan Scott comes in with impact off the bench.
It's been a pretty fast start here at WIN Stadium. Both sides creating opportunities, neither able to take them early. Sydney United 58. They'll remember that preliminary final last year. For 70 minutes, they led Apia. Late goal saw it go to extra time and penalties where Apia prevailed. Here's Okada. Nice turn. Good vision shown as well, but couldn't find James with the long ball. Here's Mayer. Already had an impact. Pakatis. Falls to the feet of Anselmi. Looks dangerous early, turning. Always going over the bar, but it's an early sign of his confidence.
Yeah, and certainly coming off the bench, the last couple of finals games, comes into this one perhaps a little bit fresher than the rest of his teammates. The change perhaps forced by the illness to Matt Bilic, coming down with an illness just in the last 24 hours. So unfortunate for him. He's been in great form. So with Antelmi coming into the starting 11, he starts at the number 9 role, and Simonovsky moves out to the left side of the attack.
Knight. Dangerous tackle again on Rose, but there was a bit of friendly fire between Wollongong players as well. Chris Price collecting Stoshchevsky.
Luke Wilkshire's gone for experience in the centre of midfield with Guy Knight. Despite it being his first year in the NPL, such an experienced player in the Illawarra Premier League, along with Brendan Griffin in that centre of midfield.
Vlastelica links with Gonzalez. Been a real influence since coming back from injury, Christian Gonzalez. That left flank so potent for United. They're in space again. Rose rolls it into Sim. Chance for United. Another corner. Good work defensively again.
Yeah, and a snapshot there of what Sydney United have been doing really well. That build-up, and Liam Rose finding space in front of the back four between the lines. Player with A-League experience, and he's come back into the NPL, building his fitness up, and he's been in great form. Gets better and better.
Set piece again. Go to the near post. Falls to Wollongong. James off and running with the long ball, wanting to use his pace. He has scored both times he's played United this season. Thomas James scores the Golden Boot in the NPL New South Wales this year. Now Sim can't quite bring that one down. First 14 and a half minutes as Griffin has to be careful. Antelmi wins it. Chance here for United. Antelmi, good save from Passfield. Well, it was a golden chance. And Passfield was the hero that time for the Wolves.
Yeah, good work from Passfield just to come out and narrow the angle. The form that Antelmi's been in, you thought next stop back of the net.
Probably the player you don't want to gift opportunities like that. Inside the 18-yard box. You wonder if those changes made by Luke Wilkshire, will they have an unsettling influence? Brendan Griffin that time been coming off the bench in recent weeks.
Yeah, it's certainly been an adaptable squad for Luke Wilkshire right throughout the year. He's got a set system, but the movement of players within that system's been obvious, playing in many different roles. See Stoichevsky just playing off Demoski this afternoon.
Here is Gonzalez for United. Wonderful atmosphere here at WIN Stadium. Both sets of supporters want a trip to Bankwest next Saturday night. James in possession. Stoichevsky has Demoski in the middle. Aim for him. Only real target of note to go to. And Manos will take that one easily. Again, they try to use the pace of Simonovsky, but Tony, 16 minutes in, who do you feel would be the happier coach of the two?
I think certainly Sydney United have been established in their patterns. I think the fact that they've not been able to find the back of the net a chance, sometimes in football when you don't take your chances, it can come back to haunt you. But certainly Miro Vlastelica be happy with the start from his team. Wollongong have only been able to get him behind once through Domovsky.
Here is that man, Domovsky. His touch lets him down again. It's Antelmi. Stealing in for United. Can't link with Simonovsky though. You can see the frustration. Luke Wilkshire on the Wolves bench, not happy with how his side has started.
Understand that he wasn't overly pleased with the performance. I think he mentioned that after Wednesday night. And so he's taken the team away just to get them together, get their minds focused on the job. And it's always a challenge. We've seen that statistic right across the NPL New South Wales. The team that wins the premiership, not many of them go on to do the double and win the championship only 3 times in the last 12 years.
Well, we mentioned Thomas James scored in both games against United this year. So too that man on the ball, Tariq Meyer. Already had a good opportunity to add to his goal tally this year. Here's Sim. United fans will be pleased with their start. Vlastelica. Now Gonzalez. Well read by Stojchevsky. Now not Dimoski. Not seen too much of Thomas James. He's done well to stay on side. Now the support will present. Okada making a run to the near post. Dimoski as well. Can James pick it out? Drills it across the face. Vlastelica there again. And this is where they're letting themselves down, Wollongong. Turning over possession far too easily. Can hurt you in transition as well. Fragoyanis. Lovely weighted ball again. Simonovsky, a chance. Flags up though. United fans want a penalty, but lovely vision shown from Fragoyanis.
Yeah, lovely weighted ball that over the top into the path of Simonovsky. He loves to get between the 2 central defenders. We saw that on Wednesday night against Blacktown City, playing against his old club. Scored 12 for them last year. He's one shy of that this year, despite quite a lot of injuries. So, been in good form in recent weeks since coming back from illness.
No doubt it's an unsettled start from Wollongong. No harm done on the scoreboard though. Still 0-0.
There's a good moment a moment ago where they found James open on that right-hand side. Started out there just to get a bit more space, which he hasn't been.
Here he is on the ball. Griffin will find him. James. Been on the end of things in front of goal. Now trying to start up an attack for Wollongong. Nice work between he and Griffin. Thought Griffin might try it. Hangs it up for Okada. Manos is there again. No real surprise that when Thomas James gets in the game, Wollongong look a lot more dangerous.
Yeah, and that move from Luke Wilkshire, he's playing Stojchevsky off Domovsky. That allows James to get out on that right-hand side. So he's not playing in the front two. He's playing more as a wide player. And he's enjoying the space out there, which he's really lacked, I feel, in the last sort of 4 to 6 weeks in the New South Wales National Premier League. I think teams have worked Wollongong out. They don't give Thomas James space, so he's gone out to that right-hand side to try and find it.
Pukatis. Meyer. Space in midfield for United for the first time today. Gonzalez. Unique ball forward from Pukatis. Works itself out anyway. Throw will go to Wollongong. Do have to give a shout out to Apia Leichhardt. I'm sure they're watching this one, awaiting their opponents next Saturday night.
Terrific performance from John Kalaja and his men to get to their 3rd consecutive grand final. And rest up ready for next Saturday.
Here's Gonzalez. Again, United players forward. Gonzalez touch just let him down.
One of the real features for Sydney United has been the mobility of the midfield. So Pukatis anchoring those 2 attacking players in Meyer. And here he is.
Here is Meyer. Nice work between he and Gonzalez. Simonovsky, is he offside? He is. Second time today. When we talk about the experience advantage United have, who are those players of Wollongong? If it's not going to plan, just to settle things down, who are those experienced players you feel?
Yes, I think Nick, obviously Littler in the centre of defence, he's been terrific this year alongside the youngster in Georgievich, so a key player. Guy Knight, I mentioned, not an experienced player in terms of NPL, but a very experienced Illawarra Premier League player. He's been great for Luke Wilkshire since coming up from the Illawarra Premier Leagues last year.
Tangles with Demoski. Okada almost stole in for Wollongong. Free kick though. Vlastalitsa and Demoski tangling, and second time, as Stephen Lucas just said, on Demoski. Suggest next time he'll be in the book.
And he's just got to be careful, the youngster. It is a hot occasion, and he's been thrust into the starting 11 for the first time this year. He has played in the Cups competitions. He's been off the bench in the NPL. But it's a big occasion, preliminary final. Just got to be careful not to overcook it.
I think he's just a bit excited, as we all are. No doubt, in the commentary box and also watching at home. It is such an occasion, and it is the business end of the season, of course. Here is Gonzalez. Nice work, Mayer. Finding space again. They haven't really got a hold of him. The opening 23 minutes here at WIN Stadium. Littler. Get it to hurried ball clear. Griffin. Okada. Was he fouled? Yes, according to referee Lucas.
Talk about City United's defence since Uzkok came in, sitting alongside Vlastelica, Yanni Fragiagiannis and Gonzalez. It's been an excellent second half of the year defensively.
Turned over again by Wollongong. It's when they heard on Wednesday night against Apia. Mayer in space, can shoot from range, already has done so. Rose. Simonovsky peels off. Chance for United again. Loves to run at defenders. In the end, had options, but probably caught in two minds whether to shoot or play a pass. In the end, did neither.
Yeah, but again, Liam Rose really getting his foot on the ball and influencing out of that central midfield, him and Tariq Mayer. Key players.
So Passfield restarting. Price heads it on. Demoski again the target. His pace a real threat already today. Nice flick on from the youngster. James in behind. Okada. Target at the far post. Demoski getting forward as well. Rose on the scene. Composed clearance. Cries of handball. Guy Knight getting the free kick. Did let it bounce, but got away with it. Here is Griffin. Vlastelica. Hangs it up there. Work for McDonald to do. Demoski getting around being a nuisance. Is that a free kick? It is. Was Pakatas fouling. No surprise, Demoski on the scene again, being a real nuisance.
Yeah, he's a physical presence and he's certainly putting himself about, prepared to take that buffer for his team. And he's earned a great set-piece opportunity here.
And here is a chance for Wollongong. Thomas James, he wants it. As I mentioned, golden boot this year. Hasn't had too many sights at goal today, but this will get the nerves heightened in the City United camp. It's Manos. Goes with a four-man wall. Don't want to present opportunities like this. A huge moment here at WIN Stadium. United have had the better of the play. Wollongong wanting to strike here. James over it, a chance, straight into the wall. Still there for Wollongong. James hangs it up for Price. Well won by Fragoyanis. Although Knight steals back in. You sense it's going to be a game of half chances. Mistakes will prove costly. And tell me, Price felt he got the ball. Stephen Lucas not in agreement.
Yeah, was experienced player Chris Price, certainly wanting to apply the physical challenge there on his former teammate Patrick, and tell me, just going a bit too hard.
Space in midfield again for Maya. Gonzalez. Vlastelica goes with the long ball. Race on for Sim, but even with his pace, he can't track that one down.
Yeah, I think Wollongong certainly happy with the last 5 minutes. They've been able to absorb the Sydney United early onslaught. They got themselves back into the game, not really been able to create too much in open play. Looked best at their best, Wollongong, when they have gone down the right-hand side through Thomas James.
Here is Price. Header can't find Okada. Such a story. Chris Price scored in the 08 Grand Final against the Sutherland Sharks. Did spend some time with the Shire club as well. Here is Uzcott. Had to hurry. Found Antelmi well. Now Sim. Thought he was in behind, but Taylor McDonald did well. Still there for United though. Sim. Vlastelica. United 12 goals in their last 3 matches. Not prolific in front of goal this year, but hasn't that changed in the last fortnight?
Yeah, there was a period there, 5 games between rounds 15 and 19, where they only scored 1 goal. And it has turned around pretty much since the Harkoa game.
Okada steals it. James with it. Hangs it up there. Demoski trying to be a nuisance. Uzcock not convincing with his clearance. Falls to Okada. Wollongong still applying some pressure. Price. Knight, too much on that one. So those passes proving costly. Littler goes with the long ball. Fragoyanis wins that. Hasn't put a foot wrong today. Mira Vlastelica wanted a handball. Demoski got in front well. Price. Here is Okada. Some of the better moments for Wollongong in these last 2 or 3 minutes.
Starting to get a little bit higher up the pitch of Wollongong, putting a bit more pressure on Sydney United, making it more difficult for them to play out with their pressing game. It's a fascinating tactical battle at the moment. United, one of the best ball-playing sides in the league.
Gonzalez drilled it to the feet of Maya. James can't keep it in.
When you have a trio of Picatis, Maya and Rose, you can certainly play through that.
Here's Sim on the ball. Had 3 Wollongong players to beat. They got there in number. Still look a little shaky at times, Wollongong defensively. Fragoyanis turns it over to Okada. Again, they look for that flank of James. Lovely vision shown from Okada.
What a ball that was.
James will track it down. Support coming too. Solchevsky in the area. Demoski as well. James doing it on his own. Gets to the byline. Flags up though. First time we've seen those two combine today, Okada and James, and easy on the eye as always.
Yeah, 2 first-year players in the New South Wales National Premier League. They've really lit up the competition this year. Okada coming out of the Illawarra Premier League. Thomas James, of course, he had a goal-a-game record for 5 years in the Canberra National Premier League. And he's come over to the New South Wales League to test himself at a higher level, and he certainly lit it up. Ended up at the Golden Boot here.
Well won by McDonald. With those goals comes a little bit of expectation, though, doesn't it, in these big games that he's a player that needs to deliver.
And he certainly has a record in Canberra for delivering in the big games. Grand final last year. I believe he was man of the match there. Got himself a brace. But what I've noticed in the last 4 to 6 weeks, teams are sitting back, not allowing him to have that space that he perhaps enjoyed on the counter-attack in the first half of the year, when he might have been a little bit of an unknown quantity in New South Wales. So teams have gone to school, and it's up to Wollongong to find the solutions.
Here's Vlastalitsa. Again, trying to expose down that left flank. McDonald was up to the task, trying to set Okada away down Wollongong's left edge as well. Here is Rose. Fairly open 32 minutes here at WIN Stadium. Still awaiting a goal, though.
Speaking to Luke Wilkshire ahead of the game, he did feel that this game wouldn't be decided in the opening half. Maybe having Lachlan Scott in reserve will help Wollongong later on. And Tell Me, of course, has provided the spark off the bench, but he gets a start today.
Here is Antelmi, controls it well, waits for the support to form in the middle. Frago Yanis continues his run forward. Guy Knight across, though, to shut that down. Djordjevic. Demoski. Well done again from the youngster. Okada, was he fouled? Yes. So that ball joins us here in the commentary area.
Want to go quick here.
Stojczewski takes it quickly. James finds some room out wide again. Has numbers in the middle. Gets past his man. Chance here for McDonald. United got bodies in the way. Sim slips in the area, but relieved that he gets a free kick and gets a move on quickly.
Big examination this for Christian Gonzalez.
And Tell Me, good ball forward. Simonovsky, flag stays down. Chance for United. Finds the side netting. And Wollongong asking questions.
Simonovsky in transition. What a great opportunity that was. Passfield wanted the flag. It stayed down. Nick Bacco on the near touchline. Luke Wilkshire couldn't believe that as well. And Simonovsky, who probably wants that chance over again against his old club.
His old keeper too, Justin Passfield. Made himself big at the near post. Simonovsky couldn't hit the target.
Good bit of banter between Simonovsky and his old teammates ahead of the game. Lives still in the area, so he was the first United player here.
Offside against Wollongong. We haven't seen a heap of chances. It's customary for a final like this. They don't see a plethora of them, and you've got to take them when they present themselves.
Yeah, that was a great one.
Here's Pakatis. Still it's United with the better moments. Sim tries to hang it up there. Simonovsky was a target. Came off the head of Littler, and Price concedes the corner.
Yeah, you got Antelmi lurking at that back post. Price not prepared to take the risk there. Knows about Antelmi's strength. And Sim's starting to grow in influence. Probably a quiet opening 25 minutes from him. But starting to get a few more touches. We've seen him grow and grow into games throughout the final series, and he's come over to take this corner.
It's another corner for United. They turn this one into an opening goal. Passfield there at the far post. He fumbles it. Did have some moments on Wednesday night too where he came out and punched and didn't quite get it clear. Presents another chance for Uzkok on the near post. Simonovsky as well. They go in the direction of Antelmi. Comes all the way to him. Not quite clear. Simonovsky with it. Demoski. Now 1v1. James on Gonzalez. Important clearance. And you can see James telling his midfield, get it wide.
Great opportunity in transition there. You can see the tactics from Luke Wilkshire. They are trying to isolate Thomas James in a one-on-one situation against Gonzalez. But he's done well so far, the youngster.
I hope you're enjoying this wherever you're watching. No goals as yet, but certainly entertaining stuff here at WIN Stadium. Preliminary final. Who will meet Apia at Bankwest Stadium next Saturday night? Griffin's touch. Heavy. Littler. McDonald. Turned over. Stojcevski that time. Here's Mayer. And his pocket picked by Okada. Stojcevski finds James. Only Demoski in the middle. As Okada presenting as well. James going on his own. Gonzalez halts his run. Is that a free kick? No, just a throw.
You can see Sydney United, they're very alert not to get caught with a high defensive line against Thomas James. Dropping off.
Mayer turns it over. James with a chance, edge of the area. Goes down on the edge of the area. Stojcevski with an interesting tackle too as the play developed. It has left Thomas James on the deck. Is that Adrian Vlastelica as well, getting to his feet?
And it looks like the free kick has gone for the foul on Vlastelica, the second foul. So the first one deemed okay against Thomas James. And again, you saw there, Thomas James got the ball. United dropped off just so that he couldn't penetrate in behind. And it's been a tactic that the likes of Blacktown City, you called them, against Wollongong a couple of weeks before the final series, just dropping off and retreating. And you've seen that as well from Sydney United.
So we need half-time. Littler wins it well for Wollongong. Sydney United fans starting to find their voice. Nice work from James. Griffin. Turned over. Mayer had two to beat. Numbers one out. James with it. Okada. Nice back heel. James had to find the feet of Price. Okada does well to win it back. Won the ball. Still going Okada. Onto the right. Okada a chance. Just couldn't quite get enough bend on it. It's a danger he does present though.
Yeah, I think Sakura Okada, first half of the year, wasn't able to find the back of the net. Luke Wilkshire certainly lit up the league, and Luke Wilkshire threw out the challenge for him to try and get some goals. Started to find the back of the net. He got 6 so far, but it's been over a month now since he has found the back of the net. Certainly due.
Gonzalez. Approaching the final 5 minutes of normal time. First half seemed to have raced by here at WIN Stadium. Uzcock. Manos. Price wins it well on Simonovsky. Fragoyanis. James tracking back, but Fragoyanis skips past a couple. Here's Rose. Again, pressure building for United. Fragoyanis whips it in. Not enough on that cross. Falls its way out to Uzcock. Okada starting to have more of an impact on this game. Wollongong a chance on the break. Okada running at defenders, has James in space. Here it is now. James a chance. Looks as though he was going to try to play a pass rather than go on his own, but it's one of the better moments for the Wolves.
Yeah, Carter's really lifting his tempo here, starting to win the ball in that midfield. And Thomas James is pulled over to the left-hand side just to try and hurt Sydney United in transition, and that was the type of moment that the Wollongong Wolves like. Excellent recovery, though, from Vlastelica in defence. Great desperation.
So the Wolves turn. Sydney United dominated the corner count. That domination hasn't turned into a goal. Nice delivery again from Stojcevski. Okada has it. Been the most dangerous for Wollongong. Sends the ball in again. Vlastelica. Sends it back out to the Japanese midfielder. Djordjevic, intercepted by Simonovski. See the frustration, the body language of Wollongong. Not going to plan. Having their moments though. Demoski, was he checked in running? Wanting a free kick, the Wollongong bench. Manos has to race off his line again. Both keepers doing the job to this point. The lights start to take effect here at WIN Stadium. Beautiful day in Wollongong, ideal for players and fans. Big crowd has come out given the occasion. Sure, there's plenty watching at home as well. Free kick will go to James. And Tarek Mayer kicked it away, right in front of the nose of Stephen Lucas. There's a warning perhaps for the United youngster.
Yeah, you don't want to do anything silly in these finals. Grand final looms for the winner, of course. No player wants to be scrubbed out for that. Referee has handled it well so far.
There are a
Was the referee in the preliminary final last year, of course, Stephen Lucas.
A number of players on cards too. Obviously, will reset when the final started, but 2 yellows means you'll miss a week across the finals. So plenty on the tightrope. Ball to Demoski. Controls it well. Chance here for the youngster. He finds the net for Wollongong. Well, the inclusion from Luke Wiltshire pays dividends, and Wollongong have the lead right before half-time. And you can hear what it means to the people of Wollongong.
He's been a physical threat throughout the first half, really taking it to the central defenders. There's not much that's gone past the likes of Lastelitzer and Uzkok in recent weeks. And Demoski there with an excellent chest, kept his composure, the ball dropped, and he volleyed it past Tom Manos. He got a glove to it. But what a time to deliver your first star in a prelim final, Stefan Demoski.
And that has brought the Wolves fans to life. Stefan Demoski, what a story. It was a roll of the dice from Luke Wiltshire.
Yeah, I think the injury that Lachlan Scott's been carrying in recent weeks, a bit of an ankle.
And tell me, finds Rose, United want to hit right back. And Littler sees it clear. And with that goal, does that settle Wollongong?
You'd think so. Certainly, of course, now they can drop into their counter-attacking pattern. And you think Sydney United in the second half will come more and more. And that will certainly give the likes of Thomas James room in transition. But Demoski, key move, and you saw the bench embrace the coach. They've obviously gone to have a long think about what they do.
Frago Yanes could pull in behind, and tell me, just wouldn't sit for him.
A couple of those Frago Yanes balls have been brilliant. Experienced player, of course.
You talk of that move of Demoski. The man he's left out, Lachlan Scott. I know he's had some injury concerns in recent weeks, but he's scored 12 goals this season, so it's an asset you leave out. But Demoski, credit to him. Chance presented itself and he took it. Not done yet though. As we approach half-time, fourth official has the board up.
Certainly Sydney United has shown that they can come back from behind. We saw that twice on Wednesday night. So there's still a lot more to come in this second half.
We'll have 1 minute of time added on. There's been too many stoppages here in the first half. As I said, it has raced by. The preliminary finals in recent years, last three at least, hasn't seen a heap of goals. We did have one end 6-1 to Blacktown against Apia. But in recent seasons, it's been not exactly a goal fest, and it's proving that way to this point at WIN Stadium, but it's Wollongong in the advantage for now. Demovski. Goals certainly give him confidence. Hasn't been short of that, as that is half-time. An entertaining first 45. You sense both managers will want to get to the sheds. Tony, how have you seen it?
Yeah, I felt Sydney United had the better of the opening 20 or so minutes. Certainly kept possession well, forced Wollongong back. You can see the confidence that they came in. Wollongong withheld that early pressure. Great opportunity spurned by Simonowski at one end. And Wollongong started to build, and that confidence grew in the second half of that first half. And Demoski certainly been putting himself about, and great reward for that industry.
We'll talk it over before the start of the second half, but it is half-time here at WIN Stadium in the NPL New South Wales preliminary final. Stefan Demoski, he is the difference at half-time. Wollongong Wolves 1, Sydney United 58-0. Yes, welcome back to Wynn Stadium in Wollongong. Second half just about to get underway. Adam Santarossa and Tony Tanous here with you in commentary. Wollongong have a lead at half-time. Stefan Demoski, the difference. And Tony, how'd you see that opening 45 minutes?
Yeah, I think certainly Sydney United probably disappointed to have missed the fact that they dominated the first 20 minutes. Szymanowski had a great opportunity, got him behind and scuffed his shot. I felt Wollongong probably started on the back foot. Confidence, maybe a little bit of nerves, but they got better as that game went on. And that Demoski goal will give him confidence heading into the second half.
Well, Wollongong potentially 45 minutes away from their first grand final appearance in 11 years. Apia Leichhardt awaits, but who awaits them next Saturday? Will it be Wollongong or Sydney United 58? We've certainly seen the last few days Sydney United 58 in these finals campaigns. They know how to come back from a deficit. They did it midweek. They'll have to do it again here. Perhaps an early chance for them. Here's Rose. Szymanowski trying to work onto that right. Shooting. Passfield got down, saved it well. An awkward one to contend with.
They don't have it, and tell me, of course, to come off the bench. He is on the field at the moment.
Here is James. Showing his skill. Work his way past Pakatis. Okada. James push and shove too with Pakatis. Okada gets in behind. Good ball too. Demoski the target. Isn't he growing in influence in this game? The goal scorer. Here's Antelmi. Star for them in recent games. Fragoyanis now. See that man growing in legs, Okada.
Yeah, he's been excellent the second half of the first half.
Tony, what do you think the discussion was at half-time for Wollongong? What do you think the message was from Luke Wilkshire?
Yeah, I think they've now got the bit between their teeth. Their pressing game is starting to work, and they've been disrupting the Sydney United attacks. I think you want them to keep that up. First to the ball will be the message.
Donald had to win it. Rose has it, though, for United. Szymanowski. Touch was heavy. Was he fouled? Yes, he was. Goes down clutching a right ankle as well. This does present a chance. They do have some exponents of the free kick. Fair way out, though.
Yeah, on Wednesday night, Tomislav Uskok, he hadn't scored for the season. Keeps venturing forward. Eventually, that ball fell for him, and he was able to get his first goal of the season to make it 3-3. And he's moved forward here. Big central defender.
So it will be Christian Gonzalez to take a left footer. So don't expect him to go to goal. Try to hang it up there for perhaps the man we spoke of, Tomislav Uskok. Szymanowski on the scene as well, and tell me, Gonzalez goes in the Uskok direction. Well, Wollongong there, Rose. Mayer turning in the area. Demoski just helps it clear. We've got a Wollongong player down. Taylor McDonald, I think it is. Chance to return to that conversation we were having before the free kick. What do you think the message has been in both camps at halftime?
Yeah, I think Sydney United will take the confidence that they have displayed in the last few weeks into this second half. They'll look to control possession, and that's really been their avenue back into games. They've controlled games through keeping the ball. Wollongong have done a good job of disrupting that towards the end of the first half, so I think the message for United will be to circulate through that midfield. Get the likes of Mayer and Rose on the ball.
Here's Sim. Turning his man well. Close attention of Griffin. Almost worked its way to Antelmi. James. In a battle between he and Gonzalez. One James has been winning as the half progressed. Here he is on the ball. Unfamiliar sight to see the number 9.
It's fascinating. I think certainly in the first half of the year, Luke Wilkshire felt he had the fittest side, best conditioned side in the league. But United, through the load management They've timed their run really well. They seem to be peaking at the right time of the season.
Turned over. Knight couldn't play the pass to Demoski. That's what Wollongong were doing in the first half. That area of the pitch, turning the ball over. United didn't pay a price, and they look like they're going to make a change. Lachlan Scott getting to halfway. You wonder if perhaps Taylor McDonald can't continue, may force a reshuffle, or is it a different change altogether? Mayer wins it for United, almost rolled it into the path. Here is McDonald. Griffin, Demoski stealing in. Chance to show his pace again. Ball keeps finding the youngster. Has support in the middle. Can he pick one of them out? Okada at the far post. Chance here. Good connection. Would have taken something special from there, though.
Yeah, super ball. It might be his last contribution. Stefan Demoski will keep an eye on the board, but he was huffing and puffing just before the halftime break. Hasn't had a lot of starts this season. And what a run there. A lovely final ball. A great contribution from the goal scorer, Stefan Demoski. He's going to be replaced here to a great reception. Lachlan Scott coming on.
So Demoski was a surprise inclusion. It's paid off to this point. And Lachlan Scott, 12 goals this season, has had some injury concerns in recent weeks. He gets the chance.
Yeah, like Okada though, hasn't scored since the round 19 game against the Sutherland Sharks. So he's had a great second half of the season. Only 2 in the first half of the season, 10 in the second half of the season. But it's been dry for him since that round 19 game.
Okada. Energizer Bunny at the moment. He's everywhere for Wollongong. Griffin has it. James peeling off. Will he look to find the run of James? Almost set for the striker with his first touch. Mayer. Drifted out of the game. Got a free kick though. Reminder of that grand final next Saturday, 6 p.m. The NPL New South Wales Men's Grand Final. Tickets are on sale now. Tickettech.com.au. Rose, searching ball, trying to find Sim. And tell me, wins it for United. He's fouled on the edge of the area. And this presents another chance.
Yeah, I think Sim will fancy himself here. He's been a real key player for Mirov Stelica in second half of the finals. He's really started to come to life. He's got a set-piece opportunity here. He scored 2 in extra time on Wednesday night. And he scored the winner against Wollongong Wolves back here in round 14.
So Matt Sim over it. There's a discussion between Christian Gonzalez for a left footer. Wouldn't mind this one. They may leave it though for Antelmi. It's a moment for United to strike back and tell me to take it. Passfield scrambling, always going wide though. Former Wollongong man, Patrick Antelmi.
No doubt confidence from the back of those goal-scoring record in recent weeks.
Skewed clearance there from Passfield. Presents a chance for United. Intriguing stuff here at Wynn Stadium. Well, we have the lead, but not having things their own way. Vlastelica. Fragayanis. No sign of activity on the United bench either. They do have some options to call upon as Vlastelica had to get that right. The hurried clearance mopped up by Sim. Falls to Thomas James though. Wollongong want to extend their lead. Give them some comfort. James has Scott in the middle. Hasn't had too many looks at goal. Had Taylor McDonald there, James. Fortunately wins the throw.
Keep an eye on the movement of Lachlan Scott. We know he's been carrying an ankle injury in recent weeks.
McDonald goes in that direction. Falls to Rose. Mayer. Fragoyanis. Sim. Good tackle, ball and all from Price. Sets Wollongong back on the attack. James can strike from this kind of range. Going to go on his own. Scott, a chance! It came off Wooscock. It was an important deflection.
Great piece of defending from the central defender. Had to stick with Lachlan Scott there. Helping Matt Sim out. He gave the ball away in the middle.
Now the Wollongong faithful start to make some noise. They can sense the tide shifting in the Wolves' favour. Soshchevsky over the ball. Goes to the far post. Hangs it up. Littler wins it. Didn't make the greatest connection though. Just a goal kick.
Has been an area of strength for the Wolves. Set pieces, particularly corners. Mentioned though, they haven't been as productive second half of the year at those set pieces as they were in the early going. Of course, Georgievich, you remember, scored a towering header against Sydney United back in round 3 at Adensa Park. Littler has got himself among the goals also at set pieces. Taylor McDonald too.
And you wonder if that workload we spoke of Sydney United, 240 minutes this finals campaign compared to the 90 of Wollongong. You wonder if that will have an impact as this game continues.
Of course, the back of their minds as well. They know they're playing the West Sydney Wanderers on Wednesday night in FFA Cup action. Campbelltown. So 4 games in quick succession, 4 games in 12 days. If they get through this one, it'll be 5 games in 15 days. Some schedule.
Well, they've certainly done the job to this point. Still time for them to rescue it. Okada. Second goal will make life difficult though. Can Wollongong find it here? James jinking to the left. Okada. Nice vision. Scott. Nice from Wollongong. Okada a chance. Taken off his feet though by Vlastelica.
He's really lifted the tempo. Takeru Okada. Quiet first 20 minutes. Japanese import who's made such an impression. Here he is, won the ball again. Just as I say that.
Simonovsky, he's been quiet. Okada just gives him a helping hand to the turf. They have been a real enigma this season, haven't they, Sydney United 58? They've certainly shown they're capable of beating anyone, but at times they have looked a little frustrated trying to break down 10-man Marconi. They struggled. Blacktown as well. When they turn it on, they're certainly capable, as is this man, Antelmi. Rose pulling the strings in midfield. To say that turns it over. Credit to him. He felt he won the ball. Stephen Lucas not in agreement.
Felt that he went over the ball to win that one. Took a little bit of the man as well. Probably disappointed with his distribution there into the front line. It's been so efficient from Liam Rose the last couple of months. Just seen Mira Vlastelica point to his bench. He's got them warming up at the moment. So you wonder, they don't have Glenn Trefiro available, of course. Tricky with an ankle injury. Just on the eve of the finals, unfortunate timing for him.
Well, funny you mentioned Trefiro. He scored in their last 2 preliminary finals. So, would have been an omen to have him out there. Again, that experience so crucial too. We spoke of. Still a potent bench though.
But Josh McDonald, a former Wollongong Wolves player, back into the squad today.
Here's Rose. Tries to find Simonovsky. Littler across. Had to win the ball.
Excellent work from Littler there, just to come across.
United on the attack though. You know they can blow a game apart, as they did in extra time on Wednesday night. Simonovski. Pakatis. Fragoyanis, in fact, Uzkok finds Fragoyanis now. Delivery's been great today. That time deflected, not dealt with by Wollongong, eventually clear. Scott wins a throw for his side. We tick past the hour mark. Wollongong still lead by a single goal over Sydney United 58. James can't find the run of McDonald. He's a little late in making the tackle. First real foul of note from McDonald, which probably what spares him a yellow card. Was quick to apologise as well. Certainly mistimed, more though malicious. But the atmosphere remains here at WIN Stadium. Both sets of supporters willing their team on to a grand final against Apia Leichhardt next Saturday night. And tell me, he can turn a game. Looking to turn his man here, gets into the area. Fragoyanis needed to do better.
His delivery's been good tonight, that one. I think you'd like that one back.
Putting your
happy to drop off at the moment and not really give United any space in behind. So they've almost turned the tables on what we saw for much of the first half. Looks like we're going to see a first change from Miro Vlastelica.
Oh, Liam Rose almost stole in. May yet work its way to United. McDonald it was. Casual with his header.
Jordan Roberts getting ready on the sideline here. Fresh legs.
Here's James with it. Slashevsky ahead of him. So too Scott. Still going James as he fouled. He has Pakatis. What have you made of Brendan Griffin's performance so far?
Yeah, he and Guy Knight have really been... Just got a bit of a heated moment at the moment. The assistant referee, Nick Bacco, just taking the sting out of it. But I thought Tariq Mayer and Liam Rose really controlled the opening 20-25 minutes. But increasingly, Brendan Griffin and Guy Knight, the two experienced holding midfielders, and James Stoichevsky in that number 10 role, they've got a little bit more possession with Takuro Okada joining them and maybe creating those overloads in the midfield. Wollongong have been able to start breaking down Sydney United.
Well, we talk of potential grand final matchups next weekend. The narrative is already half written. Sydney United 58, knocked out in the preliminary final last year from Apia on penalties, so they'll want some redemption, while Wollongong, they were defeated by Apia on Wednesday. That's why they're in this predicament. Stole in by James. He'll get it back here from Scott. Manos had to be careful. He's off his line though. Scott, a chance for a second. Wolfscock was well placed. Living dangerously at the back United, but so too they can do it themselves up the other end. Griffin's tackle from behind. It's a card. And is this a flashpoint? Players getting heated. Was a dangerous tackle from Griffin. Lucas had the yellow out almost immediately.
No love lost between these two sides. Simonovski seems to be on the receiving end, former teammate of some of these players. A bit of banter pre-game, but there's no love out there on the field.
No real need to pour any more petrol on this fire. It's already lively out there. It's a preliminary final. These two sides do enjoy quite the rivalry anyway.
Roberts still waiting to come on. United are going to take this set piece, it looks like.
Well, it's Gonzalez. His delivery, it's been great all season. Here's a weapon from the set piece in terms of corners. And in moments like this, can he find a teammate? It's another nervous moment for the hosts. Gonzalez needed to be better there.
Disappointed so far with his supply in the second half.
Fragoyanis hangs it up. Uzcock a target. McDonald can't get it clear. May fall to Sim. Need to be careful with those challenges in the area. Now James is motoring. Pakatis across though.
Exactly what you want from your holding midfielder.
Gonzalez. Game starting to open up. Nice work. Rose. Sim. Flag stays down. Support here in the middle. We'll get a second bite at it. Works his way to the byline. Oh, Wollongong there though.
A lovely combination there from Sydney United. They look very good when they play that one-touch football on the edge of the box. And Sim really needs to inject himself. He is such a key man, especially with no Glenn Trefiro.
It did look a little gun-shy at times in front of goal. Rose did have a chance to pull the trigger. Sim too. Simonovski catches Littler napping. Rose a chance here. Oh, it's 1-1. Well, just as I mentioned it, he pulls the trigger and Sydney United 58 have equalised.
Amazing scenes. The Sydney United fans go over to celebrate with their fans. Amazing scenes. Sim and Simonovski keeping the ball in, keeping it alive. Simonovski kept his composure, and that man, Liam Rose, what a time to score your first of the season. He's been in great form in recent weeks, Liam Rose. And this game, hasn't it livened up now?
Well, you can hear what it means to the Sydney United fans. They have brought big numbers down to the South Coast. And it is game on. Preliminary final. Our last two have gone to penalties. This one would also extend beyond the 90.
Saw Dimovsky score his first goal of the season. Now Liam Rose.
Well, what an atmosphere this is.
You might be in for more overtime here. Certainly not complaining. Sydney United, we thought they started to wilt at the start of the second half, but a flash moment. Tackle
turned over, important. Gonzalez gives James a chance. Wolves get numbers forward, delivery needed to be better, did have options.
Think back to that opportunity for Lachlan Scott only a few moments ago. Uzcock making a great tackle at that near post to deny him. All these moments, and then a flashpoint. Griffin, the challenge on Simonovski, it lit up. Maybe it's fired Sydney United up a little bit.
Well, it is rocking here at Wynn Stadium. They are on their edge of the seat here. I'm sure they are wherever you're watching. Stoshevsky, flag stays down. James, a chance deflected on the way through, but Manis was good enough to keep it out.
Excellent work. Again, Wollongong respond. United with the domination down the other end. Back come Wollongong. This game is starting to ebb and flow. And that was a great opportunity there for the Englishman, Thomas James. Gonzalez just getting enough on it to get it comfortably into the hands of Manos.
Well, it's his first real chance in front of goal today, Thomas James. Manos had to be on his game, and he was for Sydney United 58. We're talking about that Wollongong midfield starting to take advantage. You feel it's now shifting back to Sydney United 58.
Matt Sim
can't
get
work
on the end of that one.
with Anselmi. Okada. He has drifted out a little in recent moments. Pakatis. Individual battles all over the pitch today.
Pakatis has really lifted the tempo for United.
Mayer can't keep that one in.
Jordan Roberts was getting ready to come on. He's put his bib back on. So Vlastelica just waiting now. He felt like he might have needed a fresh injection, but you're right. United have come back into it.
Ricardo turns it over. Rose started to say his name more in the last 5 minutes. Of course, he scored the equaliser. Starting to find room around the edge of the Wollongong area.
Since there was a goal in United that scored 16 in the last 5 coming into this game.
Sim finds Simonovsky. Important challenge from McDonald. Here's James. Oh, Gonzalez comes flying in. What colour will it be? Just a yellow.
Another moment in this contest this season. Another moment involving the Englishman, Thomas James.
Still 20 minutes left in this one. Who knows what we'll see in it. Certainly all happening at Wynn Stadium. Gonzalez earns himself a yellow card. First United player to go in the book today. Djordjevic. Tension rising. All those watching both in person and on the NPL NSW Facebook page, Football New South Wales YouTube as well. Don't think they're going anywhere either. Again, it's turned over. Living dangerously at times, Wollongong. Sim. Fragoyanis. Rose. Another important touch from him. Already scored one. Will he pull the trigger again? Littler got in the way. Chance here for Sim. Goes down in the area. United fans are adamant it's a penalty. In my view, they had quite the argument.
Yeah, looked like a decent claim there. Liam Rose drove into the box, and then eventually it fell to Sim. He thought he had time to line it up, and then he felt he got a shove there in the edge of the 6-yard box, or a shirt pull. Went down, but the referee waved play on. He continued to mount the pressure. Uscock's in here.
Be Sim to take. Drives it in a dangerous area. Simonovsky was there. Passfield's out and clearing. Gonzalez takes it off James. He goes into the area. Can he find a teammate? We'll sit here. Vlastelica a chance. Only found the feet of his teammate Simonovsky. It is end-to-end stuff. Can James go and hurt them? In transition, has Okada ahead of him. Rose, a rugby tackle on him. Free kick will go to the Wolves.
Yeah, action at both ends. It goes down one end. Sydney United look like they're going to do some damage, and then in transition, Wollongong Wolves. James isolated one-on-one. Going to see another substitution here. Going to send on the ever-adaptable Darcy Madden, who has caused plenty of damage coming off the bench this season.
Who makes way for Darcy Madden?
Substitution for the Wollongong Wolves. Number 10.
So Brendan Griffin it is.
Makes way for number 3, Darcy Madden.
There was an inclusion. He's on a yellow card, so that may have influenced things. Darcy Madden injects himself into this preliminary final. Stovchevsky over the ball. Hangs it up there. Chance! Across the face it goes. What a moment that was.
Yeah, great ball there. We know about their set-piece threat. And a great moment there for Wollongong.
Taylor McDonald it was.
See what that does tactically. Darcy Madden looks like he's gone into the number 10 role just behind Lachlan Scott. So James Stojcevski's dropped into the anchor role in midfield alongside Guy Knight. So no change to the formation, just an adjustment in personnel. Madden, as I mentioned, such an adaptable player. He was telling me there's only a couple of positions he hasn't played this year. One of them's in goals.
Well, you just never know. It is the NPL NSW after all. Sim. This is why we love it. It always turns on the drama. We're seeing it in spades here in Wollongong. Trying to find our second team for the 2019 Grand Final. Lovely work from Lachlan Scott. As I say that, this might have too much on it. James can't reel it in. That's where he does run the risk too.
He's got to keep his emotions in check. Such a history between him and this Sydney United side this year. So much to play for, of course. 15 minutes away potentially from extra time.
James gives Scott something to chase. Plus the Litzer finds the grandstand. So 15 minutes remain of normal time. What a finish we have in store. No closer to a winner.
Don't really want the narrative between these two sides to end this season. It's been so captivating. Someone's got to bow out today, though.
Scott finds James. Blue shirt swarm him. Stovchevsky hangs it up. Okada! Manos with a great save. Second bite at it for Madden. It won't go in at either end.
Stojcevski is starting to deliver some pinpoint balls into the box. There's a lovely ball, and the diminutive Takuro Okada forces a great save there. Manos, he hasn't had a lot to do, the Sydney United custodian, but he kept his calm there. Got a strong glove to it. Madden, we talk about his impact. He almost got the pieces there on the edge of the 6-yard box.
Well, credit that save from Manos. He just stuck a hand out, point blank. Passfield needs to sort it out here for Wollongong. Well won by Madden. Flag up, though, on Lachlan Scott. And United are going to go back to that change. Jordan Roberts is ready.
I wonder if it might be one of the attackers. Fresh injection of legs. It's going to be the midfielder, Tariq Mayer, who's run himself into the ground the last week. Great shift. 3 games in 8 days. So let's see what that does tactically. Looks like Jordan Roberts is going to come on the left side of the attack. Simonovsky is going to move over to the right side, and Matt Sims going to drop into the playmaker role in one of those twin 10 roles, and he has done that throughout the final series. Mira Vlastelica.
Gonzalez gives Roberts a chase. His first touch. It's a new opponent for Taylor McDonald.
So Sims gone into that twin 10 alongside Liam Rose. Behind Antelmi with Simonovsky on the right.
Antelmi. Been a difference in the finals preceding this. Yet to make his mark on this one. They'll get a corner. It is anxious stuff at Wynn Stadium. Chances at both ends.
Just as we thought, United were wilting.
Gonzalez, short corner, sends it into the near post.
Showing the mental strength here.
Rose with it. Mentioned numerous times today the workload that United have had in recent days far exceeds that of Wollongong, but it's United still full of legs. Sim wants a free kick. Good ball in again from Fragoyanis, but all Wollongong there. Price. Scott. Here's James now. Nice work from Wollongong. Madden starting to get involved. James, important touch from Gonzalez.
Went to the near post. Lachlan Scott. Madden was lurking on the edge of the box. Great defensive play, United.
Podkatis finds Gonzalez. Space in midfield again for Rose. Cries of shoot from the United faithful. Sim may try his luck. Tries to jink to the left. Finds Roberts. Touch let him down though. Still there for United.
There's no Billage, so Roberts forced to be used in the front third.
Patrick Anselmi. What is it about finals football and this man? Sydney United 58 have the lead, and they are 10 minutes from a grand final.
He just can't stop scoring. Patrick Anselmi got the luck there, the deflection past Passfield. And just as you thought Sydney United went out of this one, they've shown what they've been producing right through the finals. The confidence flowing. They believe that they are the fittest side heading into these second half periods, and they're certainly delivering that again today. And Anselmi comes back to haunt his old club here at WIN Stadium. And with 10 minutes remaining, what a grandstand finish we've got for you.
Well, that is now 6 in his last 4 matches for Patrick Anselmi.
He goes to 9 for the season.
So it's Wollongong who are racing the clock to keep their season alive. They were the premiers. They are on the ropes right now.
We talk about the influence that Matt Sim has been having when he's been dropping from the wide areas into the number 10 role late in games. And he started to get on the ball there. Calm player, such a technician. And Anselmi profiting from that. Sydney United sustained pressure. And this run that they're on, momentum is a huge thing, as we know. And they are flying.
Can they find another goal? Put this one to bed. It's Anselmi. Such a danger whenever he's on the ball. What a week it will be if they get there. We mentioned that game on Wednesday night, the Western Sydney Wanderers in the FFA Cup. And then potentially a grand final on Saturday. Job not done yet. They'll know that well enough because it was Apia who scored late last season. Game went to extra time and penalties. Okada.
And of course the opening fixture between these two did finish a 2-2 draw.
Littler's going to see yellow. Again, tempers flaring.
And Steve Lucas has done a really good job of keeping a lid on things. There's been a lot of moments that have threatened to erupt, but the referees, the officials, kept things under control. 8 minutes remain. Wollongong Wolves wrapped up the premiership here a fortnight ago. Remarkable scenes. They don't want to bow out in straight sets.
Well, it's been an amazing run for United. They weren't even guaranteed of a top 5 place in the last round of the season. Did the job on the last day. They ended up in 4th. Still work to do, though. It's going to be a long 7 minutes plus added time. Looks like they're going to make another change too.
Josh McDonald back at Wollongong is just getting warmed up here by Mira Vlastelica. Having his last words.
Scott turns his man. Fouled by Vlastelica. Card coming. Yellow.
Stochevski has delivered some beauties in the second half. Wollongong have certainly gone close at a couple of these set-piece moments. You saw Taylor McDonald a short time ago, almost got on the end of one of these Stochevski deliveries. And they've sent Littler forward, they've sent Djordjevic forward.
So Stochevski over the ball. Time ticking away from Wollongong. Set piece. Is it the avenue to goal? Stochevski can't beat the first defender in Sim. Simonovski Tries to find the run of Roberts. Roberts showing his energy since coming on. Great long ball here. Chance for Lachlan Scott. Manos does well again.
Yeah, great piece of goalkeeping. He hasn't had too much to do. Tom Manos, certainly spoken throughout the season about his improved consistency. Now in his 4th year in the New South Wales top flight. Maybe made a few rash decisions in his younger days. But you can see that consistency, his decision-making's improved. And he was lurking there. Scott perhaps thought he had more time.
He looked unsure as what to do, Lachlan Scott, whether to let the ball sit or to attack it. Wooscock forced to concede the throw. 5 minutes of normal time remain here at WIN Stadium. United are going to make another change. Their second of the day. Josh McDonald, a former Wolves player, for another former Wolves player, Peter Simonovsky.
He's going to take his time here, Peter Simonovsky. Let's see what this does tactically. Mirav Stelitzer just having a word. Looks like he may have sent Jordan Roberts over to the right-hand side. And McDonald's going to come on this left-hand side. Provide a bit more speed. He's been out injured the last couple of weeks as Josh McDonald.
Still plenty of time for Wollongong. Scott gets innovative. Madden wins a corner.
Doesn't have a lot of attacking options on the bench left. Luke Wilkshire.
Wasting no time, Wollongong. They hang it up there again. James keeps it in. That battle between he and Gonzalez rages on. Gonzalez wins it yet again. McDonald's first touch. Bonds well with Antelmi. Nice work from McDonald.
Good work there from Sydney United just to keep possession. A couple of 1-2 combinations.
Pekatis couldn't see it out. Stochevsky, can he pick someone in the middle? It's all United on the scene. Madden. Lachlan Scott's there. Bounce of the ball won't go their way. Djordjevic. Price's ball. Can't find Okada. Those key moments. Final ball. Roberts. Antelmi stretched at the back. Can he find another goal? Antelmi, Passfield saves well. Still there for McDonald. And he's fouling.
Important intervention there from the keeper. Had to make that save.
Well, every time he gets on the ball, Patrick Antelmi, it looks like something's going to happen.
And United enjoying this. They've got space in transition. Stochevsky's run himself into the ground in the second half. He's been everywhere for the Wolves.
I don't know how well it's coming through at home in terms of the atmosphere, but it has been an incredible atmosphere today here at WIN Stadium. And you think about what's to come next Saturday at the grand final. Bankwest Stadium, such a historic occasion. Littler sends it forward. Price won it well in the air. Madden. It's fouling, according to Stephen Lucas.
Frustration on the Wollongong Wolves bench. They wanted to keep the pressure on. Only a minute and a half left of normal time. United, we spoke about it at the halftime break. They've shown composure right through the final series. So many big game players. They believe in their football. They believe in keeping possession. And they've been able to build their way back in, just as they did against Blacktown City.
Anxious looks at their watches all over WIN Stadium, whether United fans or Wollongong. Just a minute of normal time remains. Don't imagine there'll be a heap of additional time either as Littler loses his footing. McDonald, Sim, McDonald, will he go on his own? No support in the middle, but knows the importance of retaining possession this time of the match.
A huge travelling contingent. And they're trying to lift their men in the last moments of this match.
Gonzalez, they'll go right back to the corner. McDonald.
This time last year they were out on their legs, Sydney United. 6 or 7 players in the grandstand injured. They've managed it extremely well this season. They're finishing strong in every finals. So the board's about to go up to indicate a stoppage time.
It says 0 minutes, so we might have to rectify that. Fourth official having another go. 4 minutes. Okada. So only 4 left for Wollongong. Okada. A desperate ball forward. James peeling off. One by Vlastelica. McDonald falls to him. Madden goes down in the area. They scream for a penalty. Stephen Lucas waves those claims away.
What a moment that is, just like Sim at the other end. This time it was Wollongong who felt they had the penalty. Madden went down, a little bit of contact. That referee waved play on just as he did down the other end.
United giving everyone behind the ball. Littler sends it into a dangerous area. Peeling off, he scores! He puts it agonisingly wide.
What an opportunity that was. Lachlan Scott, will they get another one? He found an inch of space at that back post. We speak about the lack of recent goals in recent weeks. They've been in such goal-scoring form all season, but it's dried up in recent weeks, and maybe that confidence. Playing with a bit more pressure. The luck just deserting them at the wrong end of the season.
Well, I've spoken about how in finals you have to be ruthless in front of goal chances. Don't come easily. You have to take them. Wollongong, they were guilty of letting them slip on Wednesday night. Have they done it again? And what a week this would be for Sydney United 58. And what a week to come. They're going to make their third and final change. Anthony Tomelic to come on. It's going to be Liam Rose, the man who put them in the lead.
Yeah, what a reception he gets from the travelling Sydney United fans. It's been some finals campaign from the youngster. Relishing the opportunity after dropping out of the A-League. Rejuvenating his career, getting plenty of minutes. And the confidence grows every week. Tomelic, the enforcer, the central holding midfielder, comes on just to add some insurance.
Is this the final chance for Wollongong? Passfield will just lump it forward. Scott wins it in the air. Finds its way to United though. Thomas James. Everyone piles forward. Wins a corner.
They felt that was a handball. The benches all off their seats.
Everyone forward for Wollongong. Justin Passfield as well. This is the kitchen sink moment. Final seconds here at Wynn Stadium. Do Wollongong have a goal in them? James at the near post. They want a corner. It's going to be a goal kick. And you sense that is just about that.
Ball went to the near post and James just wanted a subtle flick on, hoping that it would end up on the head or foot of a teammate in red. But it went over the byline. And is that the final moment or the final opportunity for the Premiers? They had the lead at the halftime break.
Cries for the full-time whistle from those in United colours. Can't be too far away. United have possession, and it will be safety first. There it is! Sydney United 58. Their roller coaster ride continues. Finals football is certainly agreeing with them. Their 3-year wait is over. They will go back to the grand final. And perhaps one of the biggest weeks in their history. FFA Cup on Wednesday against the Western Sydney Wanderers, and an 8-blockbuster grand final against Apia Leichhardt, the team that knocked them out in the preliminary final last year. Redemption for the Reds. They will go to Bankwest next Saturday night against Apia.
Yeah, the momentum is such a big thing in football, and it's been with Sydney United. They struggled to score a goal. They struggled to pick up a point in the 5 games between round 15 and 19. But just before the finals, they started to get back a little bit of momentum. They've taken that into the finals. They've got fresh players. They've got a big squad. And it's come to fruition in the final series. They've timed it extremely well. Even at half-time, we talked about how relaxed they were ahead of the game. And it certainly showed. They kept their calm. They kept their composure. They kept playing their football. And in the end, it's paid fruition. And tell me the hot hand continues with the winner.
Well, what is powering Sydney United 58? They've had to do it the hard way, as I said. Round 22, they weren't even guaranteed of a final spot. They still had work to do. They got it done. They got into 4th. Big rivalry against Marconi in the first semi-final. Got past that Blacktown City Wednesday night. They come down and play the Premiers in an epic, a game that really had everything. And they get it done again. And now they go to Apia Bankwest Stadium. Who knows what's going to happen next Saturday night?
And it really looked like Wollongong Wolves. At the start of the second half, they were all over the match, the Wollongong Wolves. They were in control. Sydney United looked like they were out on their feet, but they kept believing, and the scenes here are quite inspiring and unbelievable. The travelling Sydney United fans celebrating with their team at the moment, and it's been that sort of euphoric run, and they want to keep it going. And what a grand final it does set up against the Apia Leichhardt Tigers. They were first into the grand final back in 2016, the Premiers then. They lost out to Blacktown City, and they're going to go back. Apia, of course, in their 3rd grand final. What a contest it's going to set up next Saturday. You've got to feel for the Wolves.
Yeah, we have
a big learning lesson for them.
As much as we celebrate Sydney United 58 and the remarkable run they're on in this finals campaign, we do have to make mention of Wollongong. Premiers in 2019 by a fair margin in the end, and just hasn't happened for them in the finals. Agonisingly late defeat to Apia, and today again. But they say in finals football, it's not always about skill, sometimes it's about want and effort, and you feel United had that a little bit.
Yeah, the mentality's been extremely strong. You noticed the real relaxed sense when you came in to the ground this afternoon. There was Sydney United faithful, have turned up in their droves. The atmosphere is electric, and that calmness, they had to keep it at half-time. They really had to dig deep, 2 times 120 minutes, and they had to come from behind yet again. And, yeah, remarkable. Miro Vlastelitz's boys, such an experienced team, and they were one of the pre-season favourites, and you can see why. They've turned up when in the final series when it's really counted.
Well, the good news, Tony, we get to do it all again next Saturday night. Bankwest Stadium, August 31st. Make sure you get your tickets now, tickettech.com.au. There is an early bird offer available. Make sure you snap them up, whether you're an Apia fan, whether you're Sydney United 58, whether you're just a fan of the NPL New South Wales or football in general. Make sure you're there for what will be one historic night. Tony, thanks for your company today. What a game it's been.
Yeah, another absolute blockbuster in the New South Wales National Premier League. Lived up to all the billing. United, too strong.
And of course, as I said, we'll be back there next Saturday night. Thank you for your company today. Hope to have you with us again next Saturday night. Tony Tanous and Adam Santaros are here with you on behalf of the Football New South Wales team. Thanks for your company. It is full time in Wollongong. Sydney United 58-2, Wollongong 1.